Alright guys, good afternoon. I put a poll up recently on our YouTube channel on the community tab asking where would you like to see us go next, and there was a couple of different choices. The choice that got the most votes was Crystal River. So as you can see by the sign behind me here, we are in Crystal River, Florida. We drove up here to do a couple of things today. This is our first vlog from here. We're at Crystal River Archaeological State Park. We're gonna pay our $3 to get in. Make sure you bring exact change with you. We're gonna go inside and go check this place out. Let's go make some memories.
Special shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for all your support. If you would like to become a channel member, hit that join button down below. There are some really fun benefits. Come have a look. Thanks for watching.
So as you can see when you come in here, you have to pay $3. It's what they call the Iron Ranger, which is the pay station. You grab one of the blue envelopes. I put my $3 in already and I'm dumping it in. Alright, so when you first pay your $3 in the park, they do have a couple of maps here. Here's the museum, that building we're about to go in. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mounds it looks like we can go to. And then here's this map too. I also found this map online. I actually printed it out. The ancient native peoples who built these mounds lived here between the year AD 50 and 1050 AD, which if you don't know what AD is, that's after death. That's after Jesus Christ had passed away. So these things are almost 2,000 years old. People were living here. I'm gonna take the ramp. Why not? A sacred pre-Columbian ceremonial mound complex. Huh, I'm looking forward to this. I wonder what they got inside. A lot of cool stuff in this museum. Projectile points and ornaments. It's like at the end of a spear. Arrowheads. Hernando. Wow, 500 BC. Goodness. These were found in the vicinity of the Crystal River Historical Memorial. So these were all found in this area. Wow. Trade items from the Great Lakes, from the north in Tennessee. Indian tools of Crystal River. Bone owl scrapers. Wow. I like the way that they would use every part of a bone or a rock or an animal. Here's some more of these. Wow, these are from 7,000 to 9,000 BC. Do you realize that that is like 9,000 years old? Possibly 11,000 years old. My little one always tells me I'm old. That's old, not this. There's an old dugout canoe. Nice little mural on the wall too. Okay, now this is interesting. They got a woolly mammoth molar. That's his tooth. Recently on the news, I just heard this story like in the last 2 or 3 days. They're going to reincarnate the woolly mammoth using DNA that they found frozen.
That's creepy.
It's kind of like Jurassic Park, but they're going to do it with the woolly mammoth. What could possibly go wrong there? Have they not seen the movies? Mastodon tooth reproduction. Who's this guy? Oh, a saber-toothed cat. That's cool. That's like the Flintstones. Man, look at those teeth in the front. Holy cow. A loggerhead turtle. Look at the size of that molar. Okay, so we just finished up in the museum back there. They show like a little movie that's about 8 or 9 minutes long. It's worth watching. It tells you a little bit about the site, a little bit of the history of the site. One thing that I thought was really interesting in there was Mound A, which is one of the main mounds here that you can see. Part of that was destroyed prior to the state taking ownership in 1960. So they don't really know truthfully what that mound was for, because whoever owned the property before just dug it up and, you know, they used it for fill or something, I think they said, to probably build their house or whatever they were doing. So that was kind of sad. But when you leave the museum and you go out this way, there's a sidewalk that walks along, and the park ranger that was in there gave us this map. It's similar to the one that we kind of took a picture of and I showed you at the beginning. You see Mound A, K, J. I don't know which way we're going.
I believe they were used for like ceremonies and stuff.
Yeah, the one big mound they think was a ceremonial. One of them's all full of bones. It was like they used it to put all their garbage, basically like a landfill. Midden area. In this area, more than 1,000 years ago, people built their homes, raised their families, made tools, and prepared meals. All human activity created a midden, or build-up area, made of bits and pieces of their everyday lives. So bits and pieces of shell and bone, as they carved like that. There's a hammer made out of a shell, which is kind of cool. What's for dinner? If you live in this area, you had plenty of plants, fish, reptiles, and mammals. What sorts of plant and animals do you think the average person eats today? A lot of similar stuff. People still eat deer. People still eat gator. It's not on everybody's menu, but they eat it. But people definitely eat a lot of seafood. And this area is known for its seafoods. The museum is right behind these trees and stuff right here, behind this big palm tree. We think this is Mound J. Then this one here is Mound K. And then we're heading, you can see there's some people way over in the distance going up the steps up there. We think that's Mound A.
Which is the one with the observation.
Yeah, which has the observation. We heard that's the one that you have to see out of all the ones here, so because it has the pretty view of the water. This is the mound that got dug up, though, by somebody. It makes you think, though, because there's so many Native American sites that when you mess with their burial stuff, that people say they get cursed or places become haunted. I don't know anything about this area other than what I'm learning today. If anybody's from Crystal River that's watching this or has been to this area, are you aware of anything that happened like that here? Are there any supernatural things that happen around here? Might be something interesting to dig into. Careful when you're walking here. The sidewalk's a little busted up, I'm guessing from the tree roots. It says Mound A, which is the main mound. Much like an arena or stadium in a big city, it served as the grandeur that would impress visitors to the site, which is why they probably put it on the banks of the river. Yeah, see, here's the size of the mound today. Here's the size of the mound today. Here's the ramp that I'm about to go up to. The original size of the mound was extended a lot further out, and that's the part that all got dug up. 28 feet tall, it would have taken 256,000 bushels or basketfuls of shells to build this. If only 50 to 100 people were living here, piled up 36 baskets of shell a day, it would have taken 7,000 days or more than 19 years to build a mound of this size. Wow. That's crazy. It's a lot of work. Okay, one thing they mentioned in the movie that was really cool was this place is worldwide, internationally known for a lot of the artifacts that they found here that they've dug up over the years. There was a guy in the early 1900s, George something or other his name was. I can't remember his name. I'll put it on the screen now. He was the one who dug up a lot of the artifacts here in the early 1900s. The one thing that was really cool in the movie was they mentioned that a lot of the artifacts that were found here are actually located in the Smithsonian Museum, which is, that's really cool. I thought that was interesting. Whew, made it to the top. Worth it though, look at those views. I can see why they settled here in the beginning. It's a beautiful place. Plenty of seafood and fish in the river, and it's just beautiful. A day like today, the weather's amazing. Beautiful view, myself included.
So we're at the stone, and they say that that there's like a face carved, and that it looks like that on the stone. I'm trying to see it. It looks sort of like that. I don't know. Do you guys see it? I don't see it. Maybe where that dip is the hair, and then the eyes are in there somewhere. I don't know. I don't see it. But anyway, oh, I kind of sort of see it. Yeah, now I do.
Okay.
Sure, it's there. Uh-huh. Okay, then over here it says, mystery in stone. Carved stone slab, Stela 1. Since its discovery in 1964 by archaeologist Ripley Bullen, Stela 1 has remained a mystery. In the ground near the stone, research found a small cache of stone tools, animal bones, and charcoal, possibly left as an offering. While some research felt that the face on the stela was probably carved in antiquity, others suggest the stela is entirely modern. What do you think? Examples of human figures from other Florida archaeological sites of a similar age to Crystal River. At left, jar in the form of a man. At right, human effigy pot. Both from Walton County, Florida. Okay. It says face from the past. Oh, that's okay. Photo of the stela from the 1960 with possible human carving outlined in red. Erosion from plant growth and exposure to the weather has caused the carving on this limestone boulder to become less clear over time. Face from the past. The human face pecked and carved into the stela surface only adds to the mystery of this object. Researchers have suggested similarities to other human clay figures and carvings. Native people left carvings on rock walls and freestanding boulders in Georgia and Tennessee, but no link to any other culture outside the southeast United States has been proven.
Didn't they say they think they use these stones as sundials, possibly, too?
I don't know.
To tell time. One thing that was interesting, too, in the movie, they mentioned that the Crystal River Native Americans that were here, as far as everybody knows, they've all just died off, and that there's no living ancestors currently, which is kind of sad that their tribe just ceased to exist.
Okay.
Some of the other ones had shells, and they were almost like landfills, they said. They were mostly bones and shells. There's mounds in Ohio where I'm from, and I actually went to one of the mounds in Ohio on like a field trip when I was in school, but I can't remember where it was even at. Chillicothe, maybe? I know it was far. It was a couple-hour drive. On a bus. It was like an all-day type thing, but it was really neat.
Remembering the dead, it says.
Yeah, this must be a burial
Main burial
one. Yep,
complex,
main burial.
Mount CF.
C through F.
And so, yeah. Have you ever visited a cemetery? The mounds and raised features here are a graveyard for Native Americans who buried their dead at this site 1,000 to 3,000 years ago. The large central mound contains the graves of people buried with gifts showing they had contact with places and people from far away, or may have themselves come from distant places.
Wow. Yeah, see, here's some of the stuff, and it says that some of the items they found here in the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., which Smithsonian's one of the best known museums in the entire world, so this place has a lot of history. Pretty cool. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't even have been hitting all these state parks. I might not have ever come here. This was Mound H. They wonder if it's a temple or a stage. They think there might have been speeches, sermons, or performances done atop here. And they also think that it may have had, like you see in the picture right there, if I get my hat out of the way, possibly a roof on top of it. Okay, so here's, what the heck was that?
I don't know.
Hello?
Almost like a door opening, right?
Yeah, it's not like a door creaked open, but the building is way over there.
No, I heard it again. It's a tree, I guess.
Is it the tree?
Yeah.
Is that my bones?
No, the wood.
Huh.
It sounds like an opening door. There, you hear it? Do they hear it?
I don't know. What the? Hello?
Right here.
I know, and then look where we are, too. Mound G, which was a sand burial mound. The burials here shared little in common with those from the main complex. The people buried here had no elaborate grave goods, but were laid to rest with shells, bone tools, and pottery. Radiocarbon dating suggests the sand burial mound and the main burial mound were used at the same time. What could account for the difference in burial customs? Is it possible because the other one they were buried with goods, they were for people who were higher up social standing? Maybe tribe leaders?
Yeah, exactly.
Chiefs?
But this is right off the parking. You wouldn't even tell that this is
No, I wouldn't even know
this
this was a little mound that was here.
If
Wow.
that sign wasn't there, I would have just walked right up over.
Yeah, just a little bit of a hilly area. It could have been a social standing, social class thing. That's my guess, but ever since I read the sign, I haven't heard the tree again. Makes you think. It really makes you think. What do you guys think? Alright guys, so this is going to finish our visit here to the Crystal River Archaeological State Park in Crystal River, Florida. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below. Have you ever been to this park? I highly recommend if you can get here, if you're in Florida on a vacation, if you're a Florida resident, if you're going to be here and you got a little bit extra time. This state park is only probably like 2.5 hours or so from Orlando, about 2 hours north of Tampa. It's definitely worth coming and checking out. If you're subscribed to the channel, thanks so much for watching. If not, hit that subscribe button. You never know what state park we're going to go to next or what adventures down the road. All right, guys, as always, travel safe. We'll see you soon.